Hi, so I want to talk a little bit today about what animism is. Animism is sometimes known as like the oldest religion. It's basically the idea that everything, or at least many things that we experience, have consciousness. So it's the idea that like animals have consciousness, plants have consciousness, some stones might have consciousness. But it's also really strongly woven into the idea that some of that consciousness has to do with ancestral helping spirits. And these are ancestors who have sort of graduated in a way to become spiritual helpers for the living, and who are very invested in what happens to the descendants. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in another video. But animism and shamanism sometimes get mixed up together because they're very similar. In fact, shamanism is thought to be a type of animism. But a lot of the earth-honoring traditions all over the world are basically animistic, in my opinion. And one of the things that's helpful to understand about animism is that if you think back to the old hunting magic that people believe that the Ice Age hunters might have practiced, that is on like the paintings are on the caves in France and places like that. That's basically what animism is. The idea that these people wanted to honor these beings that they shared a planet with. And sometimes they didn't even, they weren't even painting or drawing the animals that they were hunting. They might have been painting and drawing animals that they didn't hunt all the time, but that were spiritually significant to them. The other thing that's really interesting is the idea in animism, which is probably that old, that we have other than human ancestors. And that would mean that like we could be descended from animals, plants, stars, trees, bodies of water, things like that. So that's basically what animism is for me. And for me, the key is in weaving the old folklore that makes sense to me into my life while being informed by living animistic traditions that have never been broken by modernization, Christianity, or other traumas. So for me, something as simple as leaving offerings next to a tree, or leaving an offering before gathering a plant, or asking for permission before gathering a plant, or doing a ceremony to give thanks for various times of years. All that would be animism to me, as well as ancestor worship, which I'm going to go into in detail later. So I hope this makes sense, and please feel free to write questions or comments, and I look forward to hearing what you might think of this.